Hey guys, this is Brian Birds with the Brian Birds Home Selling Team at Century 21 Hagerty, and I know that you want to be careful when you're out there searching the web. So today we're going to be going over a few details to pay attention to whenever you're avoiding things like fake websites and mysterious forms that they are having you fill out. So as we go through this process, guys, I want you to pay attention. We've created a really cool graphic that you can go through, but you have to be careful out there. There are a lot of people trying to pull scams. We get it in our industry all the time. We have houses that we put on market, and then people take those houses, they take those pictures, and then they try to rent it through things like Craigslist. You have to be cautious about this out there because people are trying to take advantage, and they're trying to find a way to make money out of you. Now, websites are a really easy tactic to be able to do this because they can take a website that you're usually tracking and you're usually going to, something, for instance, like Google, and what they'll do is they'll add extra linkage on both the front end and the back end. So always be cautious about those emails that pop into your inbox. Before you click through them, make sure that it is a reality email. Make sure that it is actually checking out. Check which link it's actually going to. And if anything feels a little odd, don't hesitate to ask some extra questions. There are a lot of websites out there that will give validity to the website that you may be looking at. One of those places that's very key is going to be the Google Safe Browsing Transparency Report. So you can type the website into this actual place and it will check the validity of that website. Now, why is this so important? Because they'll ask for things like credit cards. They'll ask for things like social security numbers. If they're asking you for this information during a form fill out that you haven't logged into their site and you know it's their site, be very cautious. Ask the questions. Call up the place and verify that they sent you this email. These are key points when taking care of your personal credit out in the industry and making sure that your financial information is always protected. They oftentimes are trying to just get that one access point that now they can expand upon and go after you. So always be cautious of things like fake websites, using things like .co instead of .com. So instead of going to brianbirds.com, going to brianbirds.co, you have to be cautious because it's very simple to look like the right website, but it might have a little variation. The other thing you have to be really cautious of is at the front of a website. They can add things like email at or email.brianbirds.com. The email part might look right, but you have to be cautious that they haven't just added that to a masking site. So lots of crazy stuff out there. Always do a little bit of validation. Always confirm that they actually sent you an email. Always confirm that you actually typed in the address correctly, because people and scammers are oftentimes buying just slight variations of the websites that you visit regularly. Things like Wells Fargo, they'll put in Wells Farg or Wells Fargo, but with an A or something that you might type differently at the end. You have to be careful because these sites will actually mask most of the site and it looks very similar. So just be very cautious. Make sure you double check that web browser. Make sure that you have that address bar and just look at it before you're typing in any personal information. I hope this was a little bit of good information and just a little thought process to make sure the next time you visit a website that you're taking that little extra diligence to make sure you're protected. Once again, guys, this is Brian Birds with the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Thank you for taking a few moments with me, and remember, we'll be in touch.